I just wanted to jump on quickly and say hello to everyone. And also that, and first up, please just take what feels right. I'm just sharing my own interpretations. It feels like energies have increased again in the last couple of hours. It's that rapid fire pulsing, and it feels very, I want to say electrical in nature. It's a lot of toning happening in the ears, ringing high-pitched sounds. And I'm feeling it in the spine again. It could just be that I need a chiro adjustment, but it's feeling more, and I'm sure you know what I mean when I say spinal cord rather than the spine itself. Anyway, that's just a quick update. So I think we're in for an interesting week again. I've been guided to talk about the different layers or levels of perception and understanding. We've all heard the concept, the one eye viewing it all. We're all part of the one. And sometimes it's something that we can intellectually grasp, but for me, sometimes a visual really helps. And again, I'm sure none of this is going to be new, but it might be a new way of looking at it that helps ground it, the same way it does with me. So I just wanted to share it from two perspectives. So I guess what we're really talking about is our multidimensionality. So I love these ways I get shown to express things. They're not my ideas. So anyway, we're going to use my daughter's stacking cups for the bath. And what I'm being shown to express is this blue spinning wheel here is like our third dimensional self. At this point, we sort of know we're attached to this fourth dimensional world because we access it in our dreams and, you know, our creativity, things like that. But for most people, they're not consciously aware that they're attached to it. They're just, this is their world. They're just spinning around in it, and they're not really aware in any capacity that they're part of something much greater. And as we awaken out of this 3D spinning hamster wheel, we're still attached to it though. We're not free of it completely yet. And this is where we're still caught in polarity of good and evil. And this is the good team, this is the bad team, all of those sort of things. We haven't fully grounded that greater picture that comes next. So as we awaken from the hamster wheel, we're still interconnected with it. We haven't broken free of it. It still draws us back into that spinning sometimes, and we fluctuate. But what we're moving closer to is, I guess you could call the red level, the red cup, say a fifth dimensional consciousness. But what it really is more of a unity consciousness. It's aware that it's part of these greater aspects of itself, and it's aware of these aspects within itself that aren't yet aware of it. And that to me would be, so say our fifth dimensional self. It's not fully our soul self yet, because I'll get to that bit in a minute actually. So when we're in this yellow stage, we're aware that we have an ego personality and that we're sort of breaking free of it, but we're caught in this duality because it's interconnected largely still. When we get to this fifth dimensional energy, we've broken free of that completely. None of it really affects us anymore unless we want it to, unless we want to engage with it. And so this is where we start seeing that interconnectedness, and where everything is part of a greater whole. As we go further up, so at the red level, you're still aware that you're part of something greater, but you're not really sure what it is. You're sort of aware that there's a level or a couple of realms above you that you're connected to, but your range of experience is still where you are, that there is more than you and what's within you, so to speak, or below you. And I'm not saying here's better than here, it's all relative to the experience that's sought. This here offers experiences that can't be had, well, I know the cup's going down, but this lower level offers experiences that can't be sought up here. So it's all relative. So the orange is aware of its, say, fifth dimensional aspects, its fourth dimensional aspects, and its third dimensional aspects. Here we're only aware of here we're aware of here, and here, touching on here, but haven't got to the point where we've broken free of that yet. So then you start getting further up and up and up. So this aspect is again aware of its connection to something greater that it can't really sense yet. It's aware of everything in its lower aspects, and it still goes up and up till you get to the point where, and again, this is not an accurate representation, because when we get to the top, to the all that is, it can't be contained. So this isn't really, but it's just an analogy that it's aware of itself as the all that is, plus all its aspects that are having experiences through different layers of themselves. And as each leaves home, so to speak, the whole remains. An aspect or a fragmentation occurs, and then another fragmentation and another. So there's parts of us on every level already. We are already those higher levels, as well as down here, if that makes sense. I'm hoping that does. The other way I've been guided to express it is as our personality or ego self. There's a very big singular lens. Everything we look at is through that one view of individuality and separation. I am me, everything else is separate from me. As we move up to a soul level, there are multiple views. I hope you can see, oh yeah, you should be able to see all the dots. There's multiple views, and that circled lens is the personality ego. So just one view that's part of it's one aspect of a greater whole. And so all of these aspects can be considered previous, parallel, future lives. Further out, you could consider these lives in other star systems. There may be a fifth dimensional aspect of you experiencing in the Pleiades. This might be an aspect of you that's connected to Lemuria, Atlantis. So it's not just Earth incarnations, but your soul experiences through multiple lenses to get an entire picture from that level. And again, this is just in the way I understand things. So I'm not saying it's what is, it's just the way I understand things to be. So then we go further up and say you have the oversoul level. And the oversoul has 12 souls, each having so each soul having a multitude of their own experiences, but all as part of this greater whole. And again, the dots are not accurate representations, they're more just to give a bit of a visual, symbolic reference. So then you can move on to the next stage and you think, okay, if this is the oversoul, then imagine the amount of perception that the monad would have, which houses 12 of these oversouls. So again, it's getting too many dots to count, too many lenses of perception that we're connected to. And then again, this is far from accurate, but when you get to the all that is, you imagine all the aspects experiencing, and the one eye experiencing itself through all of these individual aspects. And believe me, there would be far more than this, and it could not be contained, really. So you begin to understand how, when you look at that, how everything is connected, and assuming that these are just the dots that relate to, say, our human experience, add into these all the dots that relate to all creation. You know, the lower dimensional, and again, lower in the scale only, you know, the mineral kingdom, crystals, rocks, things like that, they're all having an experience, even if it's not one that we as humans consciously relate to. The plant and animal kingdoms, everything in creation that has a lens of perception is being experienced through that one eye, experiencing itself through all of these individual facets that are all part of the one. And what I feel that happens once we move into that state of talking about the cups, that fifth dimensional energy, where we've completely broken free of that third and fourth kind of entwinement, that's when we start seeing the big connection within ourselves, and therefore to all that is. And if we see this connection, it makes it very hard to do something over here thinking it only affects over here, when you see that it creates a ripple that will go across the whole. So I believe that's what we're moving into. I don't believe this wave is going to be the thing that leads to or creates instant ascension. For some, I'm sure it probably will, absolutely. But for the most part, I think what it will do is allow that window for the interconnectedness to be seen, and therefore, and that's also the love energy coming in. But once that interconnectedness is seen, that would greatly affect the way we interact with the world, knowing it's like a spider's web. You can't just touch one little bit and not have the whole web affected. It's, you know, nature shows it to us. So anyway, just felt guided to share those thoughts. Not sure why, we'll see. Hoping you're all well, hoping that this week proves to be more joyful than previous weeks, but I gotta tell you, I can't be sure. We'll see. Anyway, thinking of you all, sending big love, and yep, talk to you soon. Bye.